especially in the first half. Okay? Especially in the first half of this game. It's going to tell us a lot. I don't think you can get to a slow start in this ball game. I actually think the Packer defense has picked it up the last month and has played better football. Hit that like button. Hey, man, it's Football Friday. We are just hours now away from really playoff football starting on Saturday. Then on Sunday, I believe if I'm not mistaken, Eagles are the 4:30 game on Sunday. On Fox, Brady's on the call. You got yourself some really great football games, too. LA Chargers versus the Houston Texans. That's a 4:30 CBS game on Saturday. Pittsburgh at Baltimore. It's a Prime Video 8 p.m. game. Denver at Buffalo, 1 p.m. CBS. Washington, Tampa, the NBC Sunday night game. And they moved that Rams game out of SoFi to Glendale in Arizona. That'll be a Monday night game for ESPN. Minnesota at Los Angeles. Man, if you're the Rams, that sucks, man. No home field advantage. 2 teams on the road, neutral site. If you're the Rams, that blows. Not that they have a great fan base, but I don't get to sleep in my bed. Not good. So they've moved that thing to Monday Night Football. All right. Unbelievable. College football playoffs were great last night. The NFL playoffs are right around the corner, hours away from us. Such a great week we had here at JAKIB. Don't forget our Sunday pregame, the halftime show, the post game, all of it this weekend. It's going to be a great weekend for football. The co-host of Birds 365 is our friend Zander Krause, and here he is right now. Big Z, Zander Krause. How you doing, bro?
What's going on, Big Sills? How you doing, brother?
All jacked up?
Yeah, man. Big Football Friday today. I'm ready for this playoff game, man. Enough talk. I'm done with the talk. I will say a little, the A.J. Brown injuries lingering. I think that's an interesting thing, and John said he was a little worried about it. And I think the thing I thought was important that John said that is John was the first one to tell me that Monday after Jalen sustained his concussion, don't worry about Jalen. Jalen's okay. I saw him. He'll be good for the playoffs. He was right. And then he says, I'm a little nervous. This A.J. Brown injury is a little bit concerning. And John even went as far as to say, this is now a 100% a running game. We'll see if that's how it pans out. A.J. spoke today, said he is a little bit banged up. He said, interesting quote. He said, everybody's banged up this time of the year. I'm just a little bit more banged up than others. I don't know how much of an impact it'll have on the game, but I'm ready to go, baby. I'm ready to go, Big Sills.
I also heard Devontae's banged up.
Yeah, Devontae was out today of practice as well. So we'll see what the update is on him. But, yeah, both receivers a little bit banged up after not playing last week. Both were on the sideline. I thought it was a little interesting, but that's where we are. We are late in the year, man. This is, going into week 19 now of the NFL. So definitely going to have some people with some injuries, but you obviously don't want it to happen to A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith.
I'll make my point one more time, and I'm going to hang on this one here. I'm sorry. The style of play this year has taken its toll on those players this year because of the amount of carries that the team has done since week 5. Right. I made the comment earlier in the show when I said this. Do you realize after week 5 and the first game, Jalen had 34 passing attempts. He had never attempted more than 34 passes the entire time, the rest of the season out from week 5. They took the ball out of his hands, and they ended up winning 10 consecutive football games. And to me, when you've got players like that blocking in the run game, Zander, I show people this all the time, and I do this.
Yeah.
As many times as you keep hitting that nail, eventually the nail head's going to fall off.
Yeah, and you're right about that.
You're going to get banged up, and it's going to be the war of attrition that's going to take its toll. And I think it's taken some of its toll on him.
Well, look, you've already been proven right. There's no debate on this. You're right. The receivers missed more time this year than they've missed any other year. A.J. Brown missed more games this year than he has, I don't know about ever in his career. I don't know. I'd have to go back to his Titans days, but definitely the most time he's missed as an Eagle. Same with Devontae Smith. Dallas Goedert is good to miss a couple of games every single year. Doesn't matter how you play. But you're right. There's no doubt about it. Now, I don't care about that anymore, though, Sills, because it's put up or shut up now, right? Like this is it. It's do or die. So You're going to be a little banged up. I guess that's a talking point earlier. But going into this game, if you're healthy, if you're ready to go, if you're healthy enough to be on the field, you got to go out and give it your all. And I think the team's ready to do that, but should be a good test this weekend.
I think the storyline, or one of the main storylines, is both quarterbacks are going in with injury concerns and storylines that are going in. How much are you going to run in a style of play with Hurts coming out of concussion, banging him up there in the middle there, running the football, and then you've got, of course, Love. And see, I'm not as concerned about Love as I am more about Hurts, and I'll tell you why. Love's not a guy who's looking to gain yards and gain 100 yards rushing or 50, 60 yards rushing. That's not his game. He's more about getting out of the perimeter and managing half the field and throwing the ball to half the field and looking for passing lanes. Hurts is looking for running lanes when he gets out in the open. Now, I thought Phil Simms a couple of years ago made a great point about dual threat guys who get out in the open. You have more control over you getting hit. This leads me to say, obviously, when Jalen Hurts ended up getting hit, that's on him a bit, man. You know where you're getting hit. You got to get down. If I'm Jalen Hurts and I'm Nick Sirianni and Kellen Moore, I'm telling him, live to play another play. Don't go crazy in this ball game. Get down. We need you in the fourth quarter, not in the fourth minute of the football game. You know what? Punting is a good thing. That was one of the great things about Brady in his career. Brady wasn't afraid of punting. He knew field position and punting and special teams were going to win him Super Bowls. He won 6 of them doing that.
Yeah, who else right now resembles that in the NFL?
Kansas City.
Yep, bang, perfect. That's why they went out and got Matt Araiza, whatever his name is, one of the best punters. Field position matters, and that team's not afraid to punt either. You're right. It's a good point by you, and we'll see how it all plays out this weekend. Though Sills, it's one of those things, you know what I mean, where you get to the point and you reach the Football Friday. I did a 4-hour edition of Birds 365 this morning. We've given away 10 items. The people are jacked up in JAKIB Nation. Big Z's jacked up. Big Sills is even a little jacked up. I'm ready to play some fucking football. Enough talk, enough debate. Jordan Love this, Jalen Hurts this, AJ. Let's go play 60. Let's go play 60 with the Packers. I'm ready for it.
Holy cow. Holy cow. Can I stop the press for a second?
Sure, go for it.
Hey, Sills, I believe we're ready to sign off on this deal. Dan Sileo.
Wow, nice.
We're ready to sign off on this deal. Once I have the contract back, my national director of sales will send it over. Welcome back to the show, John Morgan.
Nice.
I'm going to send this to your pop right now, and I want him to forward it to you. Tell him to stop fucking hollering at me. Hold on here for a minute.
Yeah, welcome to my world, my dude.
Hold on for a minute.
Once a year.
Hey, hold on for a minute. I want Joe Krause to text me when he gets. That is fantastic news about Morgan & Morgan coming back. Joe, you did it, Junior. Congratulations to you, man.
Sounds like his phone call worked.
I'm only hoping.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic news. Zander, let me send it to you too. I want you to see it because I'm really excited about having John. John's going to be on the show possibly next week as well.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well done.
He's a big nil guy. He's a big nil guy.
KCA Eagle. Whoa, more money for giveaways. You're not even a member. You're not even a member. You're not even in the giveaway.
They're looking at his jerseys. That's how they do it.
Yeah,
holy cow, Zander, check your email right now.
365, man. I was tossing out giveaways like freaking candy today, man. We had 10 this week. So you know what my Saturday will consist of, Big Sills, tomorrow. I'll be over at UPS freaking dealing with sending out all these packages to the great people of JAKIB Nation. Don't worry, I'm happy to do it for you all. I love everybody. I just got to get all the addresses and everything. And
tell me I read that right. I said we're going to get back on this here because I'm going to ask Andrew about the All-Pro team here in a second here. But I just sent that here to Zander about Morgan & Morgan coming aboard the program. So now they're going to be a proud sponsor along with BetUS. Look at that there, bro. And by the way, BetUS.
I didn't get it yet, though. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Big Sills isn't very tech savvy, guys. Like, no, I can make something happen. On my computer.
That's why when people keep going like this to me, they go, "He's got 18 burners."
Yes, the people who say Sileo's burners. I'm like, bro, Sileo barely knows how to respond to my text. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Burner.
Hey, Zander, what you make of the All-Pro team, dude?
Pretty impressive, I thought. I think you're right where it's like, how do you not have an Eagles offensive lineman on the first team? But all in all, look, I don't want to be the guy who cries all the time. I'm pretty happy. 6 All-Pros. That's a lot of All-Pros. I think that shows you this is a special team, and it's a good collection of talent, man. This is a good roster. I think it's a feather in Howie Roseman's cap. I think it's a credit to him. And how about Zack Baun, dude? Seriously, think about this for again.
Got the most
I
votes.
can't get over this story. We signed the guy as a depth piece, as a special teamer, as maybe a guy who could rotate in as your 4th or 5th edge rusher, maybe could play off-ball linebacker. And he's become a pro. He's next to Roquan Smith and Fred Warner on the list. Those are the 2 best linebackers in football. It's unbelievable what Zack Baun has been for this football team. And I don't know enough about Vic Fangio's long 40-year career to make this statement, but I would make a bet that the story of Zack Baun could be one of Vic Fangio's best player stories in his career. Like I said, I don't know all Vic Fangio's 40 years. I'm sure he's, developed many of players in his career, but to take a guy like that who got signed to basically a minimum contract and turn him into a Fred Warner level linebacker?
Yeah.
I mean, I would have told you were batshit insane if you told me before the season that would be how this went. And now it's official, By the way, the other part of that though is, what is he about to get paid?
Oh, that's my next question to you.
I mean, not just Pro Bowl
salary.
Not just Pro Bowl. Shit, not even second team, dog. We're talking first team
most votes.
First team All-Pro is unbelievable.
Hey, first team most votes, and you're sitting next, dude. And you're sitting next to, guess what? Fred Warner and Roquan Smith.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
What did you agree with me? What I said? I'd give him somewhere in that room where Patrick Queen, that kind of money. That's what I would do, is do something in that room. By the way, I see a smile on your junior face over there now. Did you get that email I sent you?
I see it. I didn't read it yet. Give me a second.
Come on, man. This is big news, man. It's one of the biggest law firms in the country, dog. How you doing? National Football Show. How you doing?
Oh, that's great. You 100% read this right, by the way.
Good.
That's fantastic. Well done, Sileo.
I get that right, but I can't get my supers right.
That's true. The supers have been showing love too, man. Appreciate everybody. And KCA, thanks for becoming a member, brother.
By the way, man, that guy spends more money than anybody in the country.
I know. That dude's a beast.
Yeah, so we're really
He's all over Philly, dude. I drive on 95, get on 76. Morgan signs everywhere. Morgan and Pond are the 2-1. They're everywhere, man. They're freaking everywhere in the city.
So now I'm going to wait after the program. I can't wait. Morgan. I've known John Morgan. John Morgan could buy the Eagles. He's worth $4 billion.
Yeah, I believe that, dude. He's got law firms freaking all over the place. And lawyers, man, they're breaded up, man. They make money.
Let me ask you this. Do you think the 2105 stopped the Eagles from not having more than – I said to you prior to the program, I think if the Eagles had gotten 2105, I think because the Eagles didn't have a very good passing year this year and they didn't go for the record, I think that kept 2 dudes off the All-Pro first team. And now look, second team is nothing to shit on. No one's shitting on that. I'm not crapping on that at all, okay? I'm not. I'm saying first team is the distinction of the best players in the game, albeit it's those same 50 voters that vote for the MVP, the AP guys. I get it. I understand. Penei Sewell. I think the reason why Penei Sewell, in my opinion, got it, Zander, they're top 5 in passing. They're top 5 in rushing. They're number 1 in scoring. They have the best record, and they have home field.
Yeah.
And that's why I said this. The difference between Lane and Penei is paper thin. I mean, don't get butthurt over it.
Lane had much better stats, but I guess stats don't tell the whole story, which I understand. But did you see what they're doing outside Lane Johnson's locker? They're kind of trolling right now.
Yeah, did you see that Lane, according to Jeff McClain, was kind of miffed?
Well, yeah, he was pissed. Well, that's what's up. I don't know if it was Lane that put it up. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick on the show. Somebody tagged me in it today. I love when the people tag me on
He's
stuff.
a great player, though, man. I mean, come on.
Who? Penei? Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, but wait, Lane I'm talking to.
Oh, yeah.
Great. Come on,
So somebody put this up. Here it is. I got it. Give me a sec. So somebody hung this outside of Lane Johnson's locker today after he was announced as the second team All-Pro player. And here it is. So you can see it. I'll zoom in down here. This is his locker, and this is what they hung. And you can see it says, I'll read it out. All-Pro comparison. Lane Johnson's on the left here, and Penei's on the right. Sacks allowed. Lane Johnson 0, Penei Sewell 1. QB hits allowed. 1, Penei Sewell 5. QB hurries allowed. Lane Johnson 9, Penei Sewell 22. Pressures allowed 10, Penei Sewell 28. Pass block win rate 94% for Lane, 91% for Penei Sewell. Island rate 75% for Lane, first in the NFL, 55% for Sewell, 58th in the NFL. QB time to throw 3.13 seconds,
Oh my
2.79 for Sewell. Run block win rate 80% for Lane, not ranked for Sewell. And team rushing yards 3,048 for the Eagles and 2,488 for Penei Sewell's Lions. So very clear who was the better player this year.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Those numbers don't speak that.
They don't, but I do think Lane's better. I'm sorry. I know. Look,
they had 539.
That Sewell's not a great player, but
Golf threw the ball 540 times this year. Hurts threw the ball 360 times. So you're going to get by far more opportunities at being sacked, and you're going to get more opportunities at having pressure because you throw the ball more. I mean, if you throw the ball 3-1, don't you think the numbers are going to be skewed to the guy who doesn't pass as much and passes 14 times a game versus a guy who passes the ball 50 times a game?
Yeah, I get it. Let me ask you a question. You got one game to win. You can build your roster from scratch. You're taking one right tackle in the NFL to win one football game this postseason. You taking Penei Sewell or are you taking Lane Johnson?
I'm taking Penei, and I'll tell you why. He pass blocks better because he's in an offense that throws the ball almost 600 times a game. You throw the ball 350 times a game. I mean, you don't do things that they do in Detroit. I mean,
I think I take Lane.
Okay. I mean, but
it's one of those things, though. I'm not mad. If you take one, I'll take the other.
Yeah, that's probably the better
it's not. I'm not mad at you for taking Sewell.
By the way, you know what? That's probably the better answer.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you for taking
I mean, that's probably the better answer because then it makes it sound like, well, Lane's nowhere near that.
If they're that comparable, then I'm an Eagle fan. I'm going to pick the fucking Eagle. I mean, come on. Lane Johnson, I think, is a Hall of Fame player.
Look at this guy. This guy says I'm full of shit that if somebody throws the ball 600 times a game versus a guy who throws the ball 300 times a game, 2-1, you're trying to tell me that's full of shit.
There's definitely a difference in those stats. There's no doubt.
I mean, come on.
I didn't say career. This guy said
I didn't know. I said this
year. One game, Philly. Dave.
Yeah, but hey, for a career, there's no doubt I'm taking Lane. I'm not. That's not happening. I mean, Lane will go down as one of the greatest right tackles.
If you listened to what Sileo said, Deshae, you would understand why he said that. Deshae says, how does he block better? And he's giving up more pressures and sacks. Sills, you're an effing moron. Brother, he just explained it to you very clearly. If there are 600 attempts, there's going to be
2-1.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Come on, brother. Deshae, I love you, brother. Come on.
It's 2-1. I mean,
I'll take Lane, though. I'll take Lane.
I got it. By the way, watch this. Okay, here. Hey, Zander.
Again.
Say it again. Say you take Lane. Okay.
I'm Lane. Okay, great. Yeah, I'll pick Sewell. I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Okay. How about this? Exactly what I thought would happen in the Pro Bowl voting when it came to the D tackles. Cam Hayward and Chris Jones. You got a problem with that, not having Jalen Carter on that?
No, I don't. Chris Jones is an unbelievable player. And Cam Hayward, I mean, to be honest, I didn't watch him enough to make the declarative statement that I think Jalen Carter was better than him. But he was good enough, and he's got enough reputation in the league to get the first team. I mean, look, there is some politics that goes into this. Let's call a spade, and I don't have an issue with that. That's part of it. That's part of relationships. That's part of being a veteran player. Jalen Carter's a second-year guy, second-year guy. So It's cool. I'm not upset with it. Actually, I was pretty happy to see Carter get the second team. I thought that was appropriate. Yeah. I did.
I think he'll make first team. I still can't get over looking at Zack Baun's name.
I know it's crazy, dude. I'm telling you, I was dumbfounded.
I can't get over. What do you make of Lamar making the first team over Allen?
Didn't like it.
You think there's a shot he makes the he wins the MVP again?
I guess so. I mean, if he got first team All Pro, John McMullen won't tell me who he voted for. I think he has a vote. He says he's going to tell me after it comes out. But Josh Allen is my MVP for very obvious reasons. He has taken his team. He has lifted them to a top 3, top 4 NFL team with probably a bottom 15, bottom 12 roster-ish somewhere in there. Josh Allen is my MVP. I'm not the arbiter of who chooses it, so I'm not the arbiter of truth when it comes to picking it. And I think Lamar will that be Lamar's third MVP?
Third, before he's 30.
Yeah, but then you get into the territory of, like, if I was a Ravens fan, like, let's just say for a second the Ravens get bounced this year, I'd be like, good, Lamar, congrats on your third fucking MVP, dude. Can we win a fucking Super Bowl? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have an Aaron Rodgers career. Great. You might win one bowl in 20 years, and you should be way better than that.
Okay.
Give me Patrick Mahomes, who's got, I don't know how many MVPs, and probably got a lot of MVPs too, but, you know, he's got the Super Bowls. Give me the hardware. Give me the real hardware.
Well, I want you to do me a favor then. If Jalen Hurts doesn't deliver a Super Bowl this year, I want you to have that same energy you have right there when you have a guy with 2 14-win seasons in 3 years, and he's in his 5th year going into his 6th, and he hasn't won a Super Bowl with this roster. Okay, I'll tell you what, winning an MVP, I get it. You're not wrong. Hey, dude, you know, that's really great regular season bullshit. And his is just differently placed, Jalen's. Dude, you're right. If you want to start, listen, it's one thing to talk about Hurts and Lamar with the greatest players of all time, okay? But dog, when you start making those comments and you start talking about the great players are gauged by their postseasons. They're not gauged by their regular seasons and all the MVP awards, because if that's the case, people would go, Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback than Brady. Fuck no postseason. I only look at the regular season. Aaron Rodgers has had by far greater touchdown to interception ratio years than Brady ever had.
Yeah,
Would you ever go like this, though, Zander? That guy's a better quarterback. Fuck the postseason. You're gauged on what you do in that section of your career more than you are in the regular season.
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
All of it, right? Oh, by the way, I think it's a testament to Jalen. He's graduated from just regular season. Now, dude, this is what I said. Now, hey, do you want to be compared to Donovan McNabb, or do you want to be compared to Tom Brady and Mahomes? Ask yourself that. Okay? I don't want to be compared to McNabb. You know what that means? That's the almost Hall of Fame. I want to be compared to the Hall of Fame of getting it done in the postseason. That includes Lamar. That includes Allen. That includes Burrow. All those guys have to deliver the mail.
Right.
That's why, do you agree with me? This postseason is going to define Jalen Hurts more than any year he's ever had.
Yeah, I think probably up to this point in his 4 or 5 year career, I think that statement will be true. I mean, look, if Jalen doesn't deliver enough this postseason, I think rightfully so, all of Philadelphia will ask their questions. You know, even some of the biggest Jalen fans in the chat, and I'm not mad at you for being a Jalen fan. I love my team too, and I understand why you rock with the quarterback. I got no issue with it. He took us to a Super Bowl. He's been a great player. He's been so much better than we expected when we drafted him in the second round. In fact, he gave us the easiest out from Carson Wentz in the world. Really, he did, because it's not easy to move on from a quarterback like we did. Not many other franchises, not many other QBs you could have drafted in that second round would have given you that off ramp. And so I love Jalen, and I'm a Jalen fan. I really am. But it's fair to say, look, with this roster, with 6 All-Pros, you know, with the 14-3 roster, the second 14-win season in 3 years, you got to make sure you deliver. And I don't think that's unfair. I don't think that's hate. I don't think that's anything negative. You want your player to deliver because your player delivering means your team has the best chance of winning what we ultimately all want, and that's a parade on Broad Street. It's not unfair to say that. It's not unfair to want that. And I think Jalen will deliver it, but you're right. If he doesn't do it, I think it's even more fair to ask the question, and people always comment to me, why does Sileo hate Jalen? I'm like, he doesn't hate Jalen. It's just not his style of quarterback. He's not going to change overnight and say, oh, all of a sudden I love Jalen Hurts. For the people who check in here every day, Sileo still hates Jalen. I'm like, his feelings never changed. His feelings never changed. He just doesn't like the quarterback. It's not his style of play. It's not the quarterback he'd select. I don't have an issue with that. I don't know why other people do. It's amazing how much people care about that. Different people have different thoughts on football than them. I don't. It doesn't bother me at all. But I'm not with you. I like Jalen more than you like Jalen. I believe in him more than you believe in him. Doesn't mean I don't have any questions on him. Doesn't mean I don't have the expectation that you have where he's got to deliver in crunch time. But look, he's a great player. He showed that he can perform when the lights are the brightest before. And I assume and I fully anticipate that he will show up again and show that again.
Who are you most concerned about heading into this game?
I think it's Jalen Hurts, brother. Or no, not Jalen Hurts. Jake Elliott. Jake Elliott. That's what I meant to say. Sorry, I had Jalen Hurts in my head. I was reading a comment.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Jake Elliott. Well, just because I think when you get into the playoffs, man.
Yep.
Like every point matters. Literally every single point matters.
Yes.
And if you get into a situation where your coach has to alter what his philosophy would be because he doesn't trust a player that's responsible for putting points on the board, I think that's where you can have an issue. So if it comes back to bite us, I wouldn't be surprised because that's when kickers are the most important and the most valuable. I mean, shit. Look at last night's game. How valuable is the guy who hit the kicker? I forget, I'm blanking on his name right now. He was like 50% in the regular season.
Yep.
He comes down and hits a kick last night. You needed him to hit that kick, and he hit it. Boom. You win the game, and you're going on to the national title. And Penn State fans who are giving me shit all week long, be gone, Penn State fans.
Hey, I will never again, ever pick a James Franklin freaking football team. I am done with that guy, man. He cannot win a big game.
Hey, old grasshopper, you got to start listening to the young grasshopper.
I hate both those teams.
You don't pick James Franklin in big games, man.
I hate both those teams, but hey, man, all good. I mean, Michael Irvin texted me last night. He goes like this, you and me hate both these teams. They cost both of us a national title. Who you rooting for? I go, I get Penn State. He goes, get the F out. I go, yeah, I'm probably going Penn State. And he goes, you can't go. But I'll tell you, man, I really like Marcus Freeman.
I do.
I really love that guy, man.
I freaking love Mark. He might be my favorite coach right now in all of football.
Yeah, man.
I love the way he is with his players.
Yep.
I love the way he talks to the media. I love when he wins a big game last night, right? And even before the game, he wins a big game in a big spot. Everybody's cheering. The lights are bright. The confetti's falling. You put the mic in front of that guy, it's like he's having a conversation off the record with you. He can talk. He's calm. He's cool. He's collected. He gives you well thought out answers. I freaking love the dude. I am so pumped for him. And I think it's even deeper. I know you're not a Notre Dame guy, obviously, because you're a Miami guy. Makes a lot of sense. But I think it's pretty cool what he's done for that franchise, man.
It is.
That is a historic, iconic franchise. Now, maybe this is the Catholic in me talking a little bit, but it's cool to watch what he's done. I think Brian Kelly ruined a lot of what made Notre Dame great. Complete wrong coach for that organization. He leaves there, and the quote he leaves going out is, I want to be in an organization that, will give me the resources I need to get to a national title. Meanwhile, Brian Kelly's fucking sitting on the couch while confetti's falling on Marcus Freeman's head. Awesome story, awesome coach, and I believe that he will be heading to much bigger things. Unless he's super happy at Notre Dame, which is a possibility. People love that. That's if he wants to be a college coach forever, he could stay there. But I could see him.
He's making $9 million. I mean, that's
what I mean. He could be happy. He could not want to go to the NFL. But boy, I could see him. I could see him getting elevated to the NFL for sure.
How about this? You can't name a skilled offensive player that Brian Kelly ever produced out of Notre Dame in over 10 years that he was there. With all those wins he had, I think now you're going to want to go and play for Marcus Hayes instead of going to Clemson, LSU, Alabama, or Georgia, or Ohio State. You're going to want to go to Notre Dame. If you can get in, you have decent grades, you're going to be able to get into that school now. And I think you're going to see better players go. That quarterback they have is very marginal. The kid they got from Duke, he's not great. Imagine if they had somebody in there, somebody even like a Cam Ward, or they had a Shador in there. Man, that team would win it easily. You're going to start getting guys like, let me tell you this. If you're in the Philly area, you're in the New Jersey, Pennsauken area, you're in the Western Pennsylvania, Ohio, South Florida, Texas, those are the bastions where you go get all your great high school football players. They're going to start gravitating to Notre Dame because of that guy. I think he's changed the landscape. I think Brian Kelly used to scream at his players. Do you know that the Nuns and the athletic director, the father, used to have to come down and tell him to stop swearing on the sidelines because of the behavior wasn't conducive to what Notre Dame standards were? How many times they reprimanded him, and why players didn't want to go to Notre Dame was because of his attitude. I don't even know how he got the hell on Notre Dame, but I mean, the best thing ever happened to Notre Dame. Who would have thought Marcus Freeman would be an upgrade from a guy who just signed a $100 million contract at LSU?
I'm a big fan. Also, you know what I didn't like, and I've never been a James Franklin guy. He's just, look, it's not even about Penn State for me. He's just not my cup of tea. Everybody's got a different cup of tea that they like. James Franklin is not like, if I were a good football player and were being recruited, I would never choose to go play for James Franklin. I don't like him. He comes off fake to me. He comes off corny, cheesy. Like, did you see him how he was in the media all week with Freeman? Like big bro, little bro, and look at this guy. How old are you? Look at your hairline. Like, I'm just like, bro, that never works out for people. Stop trying to make him your little bro. You're going up against him in the semifinal game. Fucking treat him like a man. Treat him like a damn man. And I think Freeman didn't like it. And I think he came out and beat him and said, fuck you, James Franklin. Get the hell out of here. And I'm happy he did it. I really am.
Go back to loser happy Valley. Go back to loser Valley now. Go back
don't say that in Philly. They might get more mad at you for that than they do about Jalen Hurts.
Okay, go back to loser Valley there, man, when it comes to having Penn State there. By the way, greatest high school football. And let me tell you this, Big Sills got invited to the Big 33 game. So that's one of the coolest games that you can ever be invited to is Pennsylvania. Back then it was Pennsylvania versus New England. They kind of change it up. They go Pennsylvania, Ohio. They go Pennsylvania, New York. So the year I got invited to the Big 33 game. You ever hear of that?
That's impressive.
You know what the Big 30? Wow, you know what the Big 33 game is? That's good, man. Good for you, because that's one of the more Hall of Famers and all pros have been invited to that All-Star game that is put on every year.
Where do they play that game? Maryland?
They play it sometimes in Maryland. They'll play it at Franklin Field. They'll play
did they do it at Franklin Field?
They did in the past.
Wait, I thought, did they change the name?
Play it at, I think it's Hershey now.
Is it still called Big 33?
It was during my time. It was the Big 33. They may have changed.
Because there's another. What's the other big game that all the youngsters play in?
Oh, they play in that one down in Tampa.
Is it the McDonald's? Is that one?
No. That's the hoop one. The one they play for football.
McDonald's is the hoop one.
It's the one down in Tampa they play with the I can't remember. It's named after a clothing company. And it's not Nike and it's not Adidas. It's the other one. The guy from Maryland that owns it, University of Maryland, he owns it. Under Armour. It's the Under Armour All-Star game where the kids announce where they're going. That's like the big one. But when I grew up, it was Big 33.
Yeah, that's
a big game back
in the day. That's. Did you play in that game or were you just invited?
I didn't play in the game, but I had my invitation and I was supposed to play in it. And I couldn't play in it.
Why didn't you play in that?
Well, one of the colleges told me not to. And I regret it every day not doing that. I just regretted not doing that, not playing in that game. Let me ask you about this game here. I brought this up, the difference between Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs. Now, obviously, I think Barkley's a better talent, but I'd say this. In this game Sunday, dude, there's just more star players around Saquon.
Way more. Yeah, not even close. Not even close. Dude, I told you, we had the Green Bay beat reporter on the Wednesday night show. He basically went as far as to say, we don't even have a wide receiver number 2 caliber player.
Wayne Larrivee said that too in our program.
Right. Now, in Philly, we talk like John, he used to say, well, they don't have a wide receiver 1, but they have like a lot of guys that are good and can catch the ball.
Yeah,
That's
beat
not how they
players.
team in Green Bay. This guy, I'm blanking on his name, but it was Donahoe. Pete Donahoe, maybe his name was, I think it was. Covers the Packers out there. Has done it for a long time. He basically said, we don't even have a number 2 caliber level of receiver. And he compared it to AJ and Devontae. He said, AJ and Devontae, we are worlds apart from that level of talent at wide receiver on our football team. It is not even close who has more talent around them than this ball. And it's not even close. Green Bay is good team. They got some good players on the offensive line. Josh Jacobs is solid. You know, they got some good players. Jaden
They're
Reed.
deeper than the Eagles.
I like Tucker Kraft. Yeah, I like Tucker Kraft. He's probably my favorite guy, but they don't have nearly as much talent as the Eagles. Not even close.
So that's where I say that, I mean, if you're going to load the box on Barkley and you're going to load the box on Barkley in this game, that slant's open all day long. And if Hurts gets into a rhythm with a 1-2-3, 1-2-3, that's what I would do with him. I would not put him in. If here's going to be a tragic mistake on a slow start in the first quarter, if they start throwing the ball from 7, and I mean 7 steps, and he has to hold that ball and he takes sacks and he gets a 3 and out, or they drive down the field, Zander, and they kick a field goal on the first or second possession, that's a win for Green Bay. That's a win.
I agree.
You've got to capitalize. You want Green Bay playing from behind. Now, I know what you say. Love looks like he's a superstar when he's from behind. But to me, I want to put that team behind. You know why? Because then I can bring out Barkley, run that rock. Look at what they did. What game was it that? Oh, it was Pittsburgh. He punted, never got the ball back. I mean, that's what you want to kind of do to Green Bay here because LaFleur is a really good play caller. Dude, and Love can beat you.
Did you give your score prediction yet? Or no?
What? Yeah, I did.
Oh, what was your prediction? I missed it.
What did I say? Here it is. I said 34-23 Eagles.
Wow. Big win.
Yeah, I don't see it. I
had 30-20.
I don't see where again. Unless
even Sileo has us destroying them.
What?
Even Sileo has us destroying this team. All right, now I'm getting
lost 2 straight games.
Now I'm getting a little nervous.
Hold on, they lost 2 straight games heading into this thing.
We got Sileo predicting a blowout.
11 points, I guess so.
That can't be good. It can't be good.
I did. I got a guy going like this earlier in the show. He's setting us up. He's setting us up. That's what he's doing. He's setting us up.
I picked 30-20. And last night I did, the Screwballs interview there at Screwballs. I did that by phone. And I said last night 30-17, but I felt like that was too low for the Packers. You know, the Packers had 6 losses this year. The one was to the Bears last week. The 5 others were to the 3 top NFC teams. They didn't lose any of those games by more than 1 score, except for the one Detroit game they lost by 10, which was it wasn't really a blowout at all. The other game, they came way back on the Vikings, lost by like 2, lost to the Vikings again by 3 or 4, and then they lost to the Lions again by 2. It was like 31-29 or something. So the team is they keep every game close. They even in their games that they lost, they have not gotten blown out. So even my score, I feel like I'm going to be off on it, but that's all right. I'm confident.
Philly 500 will join us at the bottom of the hour.
I just heard
who will be the guy that has to be the star, not named Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley?
You took mine. Shit. How about this one? How about Jalen Carter? You give him, you wreck that game up the middle. You get Jordan Love off his spot, and you clog up that middle for Josh Jacobs. Ball game. Yeah. That's ball game. I'll go him number 1. And number 2, take your pick. It's got to be one of the 3 pass catchers. Somebody has to step up and make a big play down the field. I know I love Saquon too. I love the running game too. I love bullying teams too. You watched the game last night, right? And I was talking to my girlfriend, who's a big Penn State girl. And I'm talking to her. I'm like, you guys are dominating this team right now. All right. Penn State was dominating Notre Dame physically in that game in the first half.
Yes.
I said, if you want to win the game, though, you better get your quarterback going. He never got going, and it costed them the game late. He was terrible in the game. You got to improve. You got to have some level, a more than one dimension, especially in a playoff game. If you think you're just going to come out and run every drive and get ahead and never give up a lead just running the football game, it's not the right way to go about it. It's not, especially in the playoffs when margin for errors are smaller, when Green Bay will probably get some points on the board late, and they're going to keep fighting to the end. I think you got to get the passing game going. So number 2, I'll take A.J. Brown. Give me A.J. Brown at number 2. He's got to step up. He's got to make a big play down the field. He's got to open up the offense for the Eagles, and he's got to put some fear in the Green Bay defense's heart that we can throw the football. If you want to stack the box and stop the run, we are going to make you pay. If we don't do that, Green Bay's defensive plan becomes simple. Yeah. Very simple. Absolutely. Can't let him get to that. Can't let him get to that.
Absolutely. By the way, you better tell your girlfriend, too. You want to know when you see shitty programs, they're not spending money at the quarterback position.
It's more her grandfather. You know, every time I'm with her grandfather's, he's one of those old Penn State guys. He grew up around Happy Valley. He's 80 years old, and he loves Penn State. He eats, sleeps, and breathes Penn State football.
You want to hear what Miami paid? I'm not going to tell you who told me. You want to hear what Miami paid today for Carson Beck? $1.5 million a year.
Bro, why?
Well, because he's better than dude.
Oh my God. Here's the Miami spin. Okay, go ahead. Give me it. You got Carson Beck. Congratulations. You think you're going to compete next year?
In the ACC? Yeah.
I freaking hate Carson Beck.
Wait, in the ACC?
That's the wrong word. I dislike him as a football player.
In the ACC? Yeah.
Yeah, the ACC's gotten weak.
It's terrible. Wait a minute. In the SEC? No. Okay. In the ACC? But then again, I could be Notre Dame and play Northern Illinois in Marshall and get away with it and play those shitty. Hey, dude, in the ACC, they play Wake Forest and
Duke. Program. Call what's his name right now? Mario. You paid 1.5 for this stiff? Are you kidding me? There's not any other quarter. I would have offered the Nebraska kid who tries to be Patrick Mahomes $1.5 million to come on over. At least that guy can throw the rock.
Hey, we got 30 some odd wins.
He's on Georgia. Who's carried more? Who's carried more? Carson Beck at Georgia or Jalen Hurts on the Eagles? You tell me, Big Sills.
Oh man, dude.
Carson Beck.
Yeah. Hey, John Ruiz is the guy who's. Hold on. Let me phrase this right.
Carson Beck.
John Ruiz is the money guy at Miami. Okay, with the nil stuff. So he's the guy paying for this thing.
How old is Carson Beck? D-Money says, isn't he like 35? I don't know what he is. He's one of those.
Oh, shit, what was Bo Nix? Holy shit, Bo Nix. What's Gabriel? What's Dylan Gabriel? Those guys are 30 also.
Beck's 23. That's not too bad.
No, he'll be 25 when he leaves. Holy shit. This guy's on a GI plan.
Oh, my God, bro. Man. Guy's going to be off his parents' insurance. He's going to be in the league.
Shit, man. This guy's on a GI Bill.
You got to be kidding me. Abe, my guy. Abe, what's up, Abe? He says, my concern is C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Over the year, he's given up touchdowns. He's been pretty good, though, of late.
Yeah, of late, especially I think the second half of the season, he's been a lot better to really good.
Mad Max, my guy Mad Max, he checks in. I'm a Kane, but Carson Beck is definitely not going to do what Cam Moore did. Not even close, Mad Max. You better hope the whole organization gets better, the whole team gets better, because Carson Beck is not throwing the ball like Cam Moore did.
Who recruited Penei Sewell to Oregon?
Your guy.
You bet. Mario did. And
yes,
guess what? Who recruited Landon Dickerson? Mario Cristobal.
To Alabama? No, where was
he was the offensive line coach.
At Bama?
Yes.
But that was Dickerson only spent a year in Alabama.
Oh, he's an FSU guy. I forgot that.
He's an FSU guy.
I wonder who played with Mario when Mario was the O-line coach.
I'd have to look. I knew Mario was at Bama
there during your time.
I knew he was there at one point.
Brian Pumper. I hope it wasn't that stiff that went to the Raiders. Leatherwood or whatever that guy's
Brian
name was.
Pumper says, Hurts and rhythm don't match. Have you seen the guy dance? Did you hear the guy sing the fight song? Buddy is not him. Pumper, I don't give a shit with
Hey, Pumper, Hurts dances like a white dude, doesn't he?
What's
Hurts
that?
dances like a white dude.
I don't know what that means. I don't give a shit if Jalen Hurts can dance. What the fuck are we talking about here? What are we talking about?
Man.
Come on. Marchetti says, injury reports came out. Smitty and AJ good to go. They've always been good to go. It's just how banged up are they? That's the question.
Yeah, they're going to be injured in this game.
Eric Lucetta says, by the way, I would bet that Jalen Hurts could dance better than probably most of us. Definitely better than me. You talk about a white guy. I can't move when it comes to dancing.
Big Sills can do it like this on the
Oh
fly.
God. Oh God.
Let's get it on.
Let's get it on. Eric Lucetta says TJ Watt exposed PP Sewell.
And 600 attempts versus your guy 300. You know who threw 300 attempts? JJ McCarthy at Michigan. Hey, get this. Hey, wait a minute. What's the guy's name at Army again? What's that guy? Bailey Zappi? What's
his name? Carson Daly, is it?
Carson Daly. Yeah, the guy. Yeah.
No, Bryson Daly. Bryson Daly.
Yeah, Bryson Daly and Jalen Hurts equal. Go ahead.
Bryson Daly.
Hey, wait a minute. Bryson Daly wins a lot.
Yeah, what was Sill's best song so far? Was it the Marvin Gaye "Let's Get It On" or was it the Grinch song? The Grinch song was iconic.
The Grinch song.
Dude, you gave like a whole minute and a half on one show. You started it off. You sang the whole freaking thing. I was not ready for it. It was hilarious. Marchetti says, just back tightness for Smitty. Smart to rest up. Marchetti, that's the most Marchetti comment I've ever read in my life. Marchetti believes that the world is raining sunshine and rainbows all day. Come on, Marchetti.
Hey, Marchetti, I know your philosophy now. You'll throw about 6 supers out there hoping one hits. So I get you're playing the law averages now, Paisan. So I get you, brother. I like your philosophy. Unlike AJ thing, that guy that posts a billion times for the algorithm, by the way, thank you. Nick, I like your work, man. You throw 6 supers out, praying one hits. You had one early right out of the top of the show. I like your philosophy, guy.
Did you read this yet? My guy, Philly Don. Sills isn't saying anything different than what the players were saying. It's Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah, we got guys in here now all of a sudden starting to get a little bit, that sphincter muscle starting to get a little tight because it's Sunday coming around the corner because Big Sills has put it out there. Hey, get this. I'm either going to be right or you're going to be right. And you know what Zander did to me yesterday? Of course, Zander did this. He goes, you know, the odds are with Sileo here that they don't win. And I'm going like, oh, wait a minute, Zander. Look at Zander moving the needle now.
Wait, all of Sileo's haters or all the people who don't agree with Sileo from a football perspective, I need you to very clearly understand what Sileo just said, okay? There is much bigger chance that we are wrong and Sileo becomes correct because he has set the bar at winning the Super Bowl. Only one team can win the Super Bowl. So Sileo has put himself on a side of the fence where no matter what happens, he will be positioned perfectly. Now, if we do win the bowl, boy, will it be fun to see the comments on your show. They'll be going all off season. You fucking dumbass, you clown, you hater, you this, you that. I would love to see it. I would love to see it.
Let me say this to you, okay? And I will promise you this, my friends. Back in the day, there was a thing called the Chernobyl meltdown that you guys had there in New Jersey when the reactor melted down. You lose the Super Bowl, you watch Sileo melt down like a nuclear power plant. You'll be like, you think I'm unbearable now? You think I'm barely tolerable now? You wait until this goes down. I will annihilate people if this thing goes the way I think it's going.
I better re-up my jar of giveaways. Look, this thing's getting empty, Sills. We've given away everything.
Holy cow!
We got a couple things left, but I I got to re-up this thing because the listeners are going to be going through agony this offseason dealing with your ass.
Oh, no question about it. Great stuff. Hey, Zander, man, I can't wait for this. We got another super here with Brian. Hey,
Let's do
listen,
it.
I can't wait for the pre and post game show Sunday.
Oh,
I can't wait.
Are you kidding me? And so I love it. I hope we have 4 more. Woo! Pumper says, I got the Packers winning this weekend, fellas. 35-21. The most obvious Jalen Hurts stinker. Tanner would never. Andre Dillard revenge game. That is the worst take I've ever heard in my life.
But Brian, to your point, last year the Dallas Cowboys had the better roster than Green Bay, and they blew them out in their own building.
You're not suggesting that we're the Dallas Cowboys, are you?
Wait
a second. I'll go further. You're not suggesting that the city of Philadelphia and the home field advantage that we're going to have is anything like the losers down in Dallas at AT&T Stadium, are you?
No.
You're not suggesting that, are you, Big Sills? Okay, good.
I can't, Pumper. I can't lie either, man. That's that. No, I'll tell you what. You better not lose, because then you are with all the drama. Oh my God! Hey man, all the drama you had this year.
Please, Eagles, get me a win.
Hey.
Also, Philly is hoping for a win. He gets an extra bonus the deeper they go in this fucking thing.
Shit! Why in the world do I want this to end?
Yeah, right. If people think you don't want him to win, I'm like, believe me, I know Sileo. He wants him to win.
Damn right, I want him to win. My pay's indicative of it.
Yeah, right. Well, you're still getting fucking paid either way, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you should have heard Zander.
More moolah for Big Sil.
Hey, Zander goes like this. The building tilts on Fridays.
It's tilting today. I'm lucky the lights are still. I'm lucky my camera's on. The lights are on. The internet's going. I don't know how, but it's going.
Got your dad hollering at me.
Yeah. All right, everybody.
All right, big guy. I'll see you Sunday, man, on the pregame show.
You got Big Philly 500 coming up?
Got Philly 500 coming up right around the corner. I'm going to take a timeout, and we're going to get to our friends at BetUS. Don't forget, Zander, great seeing you, buddy. I'll see you Sunday.
Thank you, Sills. Yo, everybody, enjoy the great weekend of football, and let's go get a fucking W on Sunday. All right, everybody, let's fucking go.
I love it. We'll see you Sunday, brother. That is our friend, Zander Krause. Don't forget our great friends at BetUS. Dude, you got the other semifinal game tonight. You got Ohio State in Texas tonight. We have teamed up here with our friends at BetUS for you guys to understand the YouTube 150. That is the sign-in bonus up to $2K. Your second and third are 125%. And if you're into crypto, that is 200% there with the friends at BetUS. Go to betus.com.pa. That's betus.com.pa. Fastest payouts in the business. 24/7 personalized service, 365 days of the year. Live wagering on all major games. BetUS.com.pa. That's BetUS.com.pa. And do me a favor, tell them Big Sil sent you.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia.